what is the, because we're representing the culture, right? Diverse culture at USC, right? Like, what are we using to represent that? Are we using like continents, countries, or like certain like subgroups in countries?
Yeah.
There's like a lot.
Well, the way I think we intended it to be is more country divided. So everyone is able to like table for a certain country. But once again, what you present is totally up to you. As long as it's like appropriate, I think even if you wanted to represent a subregion of a country that you are from, I don't like see an issue with that. So that's what they wanted to table to. But we're just inviting the cultural centers there just to have them like represent their cultural center and then also showcase their events because they are like kind of the main form of like cultural hubs that we have on campus.
Can I suggest, right, that like we make the culture centers like kind of like the basis of this? Because like I'm Nigerian, right? Like I'm also Igbo. Like someone else is like Yoruba, someone else is Hausa. Like they have so many different cultures. Like an Indian person is not just like I'm Indian. You know what I mean? They have varieties of like their subgroups. You know what I mean? So I could see it like, you know what I mean? Like I don't see like how many spots. That's like 10,000 like people that's able to. Then nobody can really represent themselves like that. And there's gonna be a group that's gonna be not represented if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So I don't know, that's my suggestion. Like maybe make it focus more on the cultural centers, and that way it could like, let me show you what we have at UIC, right? But we're also diverse because we have so many different things, if that makes sense.
I think we can have a meeting and we can discuss more of that. Of course, like you can tell me your availability and we can meet after, like throughout the week, and then we can discuss. But for that, we should not take much of the time, and we can go for it.
I think just as a final comment, something that's in the bill itself is it depends on like student participation. Like I don't think we're sort of like having an open slot for every single culture in the world. It's kind of just like for the students and student organizations that we have here at UIC, and like do they want to represent themselves at the cultural fair? And some of them may want to, and some of them may not want to. And that's sort of what the participation and representation will kind of be based on. All right.
But like relatively though, like that would leave it to like bias by population. Because if there's a relatively larger amount of people, they're gonna be likely to represent their culture.
I think that's definitely a point for consideration, and good thing this bill isn't being passed today. So I think over the course of the next week, we can definitely discuss this. But for the sake of time on this discussion, we'll cut it off here and move on to the next bill. All right. So next, we have Bill 2025 S6 1015. Can the chief sponsor please read this for us?
Yes, this is a sports social event. Chief sponsors and co-sponsors are as listed. Whereas the UIC undergraduate student government is dedicated to upholding its mission to support the well-being of all undergraduate students in UIC, and whereas regular physical activity is essential for students' physical and mental health, yet many students struggle with maintaining a consistent fitness routine due to feeling of intimidation and lack of social support. And whereas existing UIC fitness resources primarily focus on individual exercise, leaving a gap in opportunities for community-based fitness engagement. And whereas a sports social event would create an inclusive environment where students of all fitness levels can engage in a guided workout, interact with student athletes, and gain access to campus health and wellness resources. And whereas the UIC professional athletes can be a great asset to promoting student engagement for this event and the athlete games at large, then let it be resolved that the undergraduate student government, in collaboration with UIC nutritionist Krista Stewart and UIC student athletes, will organize and support the hosting of a sports social event aimed at promoting fitness, community engagement, and healthy food options. This event will feature a beginner-friendly group workout session led by student athletes and a group fitness trainer, followed by a social hour offering nutritional guidance and healthy snacks to further encourage student well-being. And let it be further resolved that the event will be held in March or April at the quad, weather permitting, or an indoor fitness space with allocated funds covering promotion, workout materials, and post-event refreshments. Total amount allocated for these expenses shall be, and further be resolved that any unspent funds shall be returned to the budget.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions or comments, Michael?
A motion to amend the allocation amount to $250.
All right, there has been a motion to change the allocated amount so that it says $250. Is there a second? All right, it has been moved and seconded. All those in favor of this amendment, please say aye.
Aye.
All that oppose, please say nay. Does anyone abstain? The ayes have it. This amendment has passed. Are there any other questions or comments or amendments to this bill? Victoria?
I think it would be worthwhile to just do like a brief overview of exactly what this bill was discussing, since it wasn't, I did my best to make it as clear as possible. But the whole intention of this is to make sure that we bring people of all different fitness levels to find a place where they begin with a workout. But after this, it's meant to be like a social hour, so people can actually get to bond and meet new people through working out, which is something that's harder to make if you were intimidated to go work out at the rec, for example, by yourself. So the whole 20-minute workout is meant to be a place where people will be actually like partnered up with each other without them knowing. Student athletes have already been notified of this event, so they're very eager to come and help either co-lead or just come participate in the workout. The idea is that I'll be leading the workout since I'm certified to do so. And after this, we have the nutritionist that's going to provide healthy snacks. She's also going to promote her services to meet one-on-one with students and make different healthy meal plans depending on different goals or dietary restrictions. And it's another avenue for people to meet more student athletes and get to know them better, to incentivize them to be part of their games.
All right.
That's it.
Are there any questions or comments? All right. Dhanushri?
I just think it's a change of enough.
I will be seeing
All right. If there are no further questions or comments, we will be voting on this bill next week. Next, we have Bill 2025 S6 1016, and I'm the chief sponsor for this one. Whereas the undergraduate student government traditionally orders a plaque with the names and titles of all USG members at the end of each academic year, and whereas USG finds it important to commemorate and honor each USG body, and whereas USG finds it important to recognize a representative who has made impressive and outstanding dedication to the organization as determined by the representative point system, then let it be resolved that USG shall allocate up to $170 for the purchase and shipment of 2 9x12 plaques from EDCO Awards for the 2024-2025 academic year. Let it be further resolved that the plaque displaying the 24-25 USG's body shall be kept in the USG office alongside the rest of the USG plaques. Let it be further resolved that the plaque recognizing the outstanding representative shall be distributed to the determined representative, and let it be further resolved that any unspent funds shall be returned to the USG budget. Are there any questions or comments for this bill? Victoria?
So you mentioned 2 plaques, one for the actual winner and then one for the office? Or
Yep.
only one?
Any other questions, comments? Yep.
Is there no cheaper alternatives?
Huh?
Is there no cheaper alternatives?
This was in order to sort of keep the plaques kind of uniform. It's the same plaque that we got last year, but it is on the cheaper side, I will say. It's like the one of the cheaper vendors from Amazon. Any other questions or comments? If not, we will be voting on this next week. Next, we have Bill 2025 S6 3011. Can a chief sponsor please read this for us?
I'll be reading Bill 2025 S6 3011, local election education systems and cabling. The chief sponsors are Director Trish, Director Ashley Kwong, Representative Mo, Representative Arya, Representative Sajal, me, and then Representative Anvi. And then the co-sponsors are President Asa and Chief of Staff Progre. Whereas the undergraduate student government is committed to educating the student body on elections at all levels of government, and whereas the USG would like to promote local elections in the Cook County and Chicago areas, and whereas educating students on local elections will increase voter registration and turnout of USC students, let it be resolved that the undergraduate student government will host a tabling event promoting educational information about local elections in March. Let it be further resolved that USG will allocate $200 to purchase pamphlets from Staples with information about local elections and advocacy information to hand out to UIC students during our tabling event. Let it be further resolved that all unspent funds will be returned to the budget.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions or comments for this bill? Jacob?
Is there a way we could like embed this in UIC? Like we like kind of like show their local election every single one whenever it comes up. Wait, you want to repeat it?
Yeah.
Like, is there a way we could like kind of like embed this in like UIC generally? Where like we kind of give out information about like general elections. I'm just asking like generally, because this is important. And like for like the U.S. House Senate also, when that comes up, like, is there a way we could always do it?
Right now we're kind of focused on like local elections specifically. Like we're kind of promoting local elections, but I think like when we get to that point, if we do make like separate pamphlets for that.
I think,
I think
Jake-
it's a good idea.
your question is addressing like the website?
No, not the
Okay.
SLCE is typically in charge of that with civic engagement. So when it comes to the bigger elections, they're very involved. During the spring semester, they're focusing on other programming. So that's when we as LAC and USG tend to kind of step up and still encourage civic engagement. So in this scenario, like yes, absolutely it's important, but this is where we would be stepping up to do so.
All right. Are there any questions or comments? All right. If there's no other questions or comments, we will be moving on to our next bill, which is Bill 2025 S6 1017, which was added to the meeting packet. So please or added to the email chain. So please take a look at the email chain to find this bill. And can a chief sponsor please read this for us?
I'll be reading it. It's supporting the IFTI. So just to give, I'm the chief sponsor, but to give a brief summary, we usually host an IFTAR every year. We're not able to host it in the same manner as we normally do, but we still want to provide venue arrangements. So we are allocating $1,700 for the room to be held either March 18th or the 22nd, depending on the availability. And then any unspent funds would be returned to the budget.
All right. Are there any questions or comments for this bill, Michael?
We motion to change the allocation amount to $600 after looking into the room reservation a little bit more. It's going to be a lot cheaper than anticipated.
All right. There's been a motion to change 1,700 to 600. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All that opposed, please say nay. Does anyone abstain? The ayes have it. The amendment has passed. Are there any other questions or comments for this bill? Yep.
And then I motion to executive order Bill 2025 S6 1017.
All right. This bill has been executive ordered, so we will be voting on it tonight. With that in mind, is there any further discussion on this bill? Jose,
I wanted to
Nelson?
ask, what we're contributing is just the room fee, basically?
Correct.
Okay, and also, I wanted to ask, is there a way to let students know or people who are coming to this event that USG is also promoting this event? Because if we presently have that students are involved in or something, nobody ever knows that's USG. Even if we have a banner, it's always covered or something, or we're promoting something else. But nobody ever really knows that's USG. And if they do, they know that, okay, student government's doing something for us, especially something as huge as this.
Yeah, absolutely. We're trying to change that. And this is the first step.
Are there, yeah, Jacob?
Are non-Muslim students welcome to join?
Absolutely.
Any other questions or comments? Fine.
Which one was this? Like, what's the date?
It's either March 18th or March 22nd, depending on room availability. And then we're doing it in partnership with the Muslim chaplain at UIC, so with their availability as well.
Any other questions or comments? If not, we will be voting on this bill tonight. All those in favor of adopting Bill 2025-S6-1017, please say aye.
Aye.
All that opposed, please say nay. Does anyone abstain? The ayes have it. Bill 2025-S6-1017 has passed. All right. With that, the next order of business is ex officio reports. May we please have the report of the advisor?
Yeah. So starting next week is the start of You and I Care Week. I'm going to be leaving some flyers here, just so that you know, one of the things that the Dean of Students did, or you to know, Student Assistants did, is that if you want to get tickets to Laugh Factory, there's a code over there, and the tickets are free. So you're more than welcome to go to a show. Next part is, just so that everyone is aware, the election, all the campaign forms need to be done by tonight. So please do so. If you're missing a form, please complete that right away. And now the final thing. So today I received some things in regards from the Dean of Students that I asked USG leadership to ask the directors in terms of who I would like to shout out in terms of recognition. So I'm going to give something to individuals based on the recommendations on the directors as well as USG leadership. So this one's my personal one because he has worked with me and he has to deal with all my shenanigans. Michael Klimek, you're going to get a free slice of cake from Portillo's.
Thank you.
So that's what most people will be getting. Give me one sec. All right. I want to say these names correctly, so if I butcher your name, I apologize. From the Treasury, Arson, for his hard work in organizing the dental giveaway for his general guidance as a senior USG representative over the past few years. Spencer Basta from Campus Safety for his hard work in the Campus Safety Commission in getting off the grounds and for showing up to each event and acting as a hands-on support whenever needed. I know she just left, so just in case, Victoria from Campus Life for her incredible passion to represent the UIC community in every way, from event planning to participating in GBM to pioneering her own events. Shajel, again, I apologize if I butcher your name, for her hard work balancing her time in LAC as deputy speaker and her support across the organization in all the events she attends. Jason and Nina from Student Success for their initiatives regarding research, typically an area that USG hasn't divulged in before. Tori from PAC for her hard work in PAC, supporting the committee's seamlessly across all it does, especially at our bigger events. Okay, I'm going to butcher their name, so if someone else can pronounce it, please.
Hosseina Diallo.
For her work in promoting USG to different student groups and always lending a hand to serve the community. And then finally, a special shout out from Ashley and Asa to Stephanie and Anthony, who just joined the board on onboarding so easily and all for their hard work. You'll be getting bookmarks with free cake. Just so that you all know, next month I'll be doing the same, as I have a lot more to give out. So please continue doing your hard work, and you'll be getting a cake and or a pizza, we'll see.
Awesome. Is that the end of your report, Carlos?
It is.
All right. Are there any questions or comments for the advisor's report, Quinn?
Where'd you get those from, Carlos? Oh, easily, I got them from Diana, from DOS. She told me to give those out, so I'm like, all right, I'll give them out. All right.
All right. If there are no further questions or comments for the advisor's report, the report of the advisor will be filed. Next, can we have the report of the student trustee?
All right, I'm standing up because I gotta match his energy. I'm sorry, I don't have cake to give out to everyone, but just some words to share. Well, happy week 8. We're officially halfway done almost after this week. Hope you all are doing fantastic and powering through these midterms as we approach them. Been very busy. I'm not going to read through this entire report. I'll let you guys do it if you please. But we hosted the first ever Meet the Players event on February 17th, bringing together both basketball teams to meet with students. And to my knowledge, I asked Dr. Ginsburg, who's been here for 46 years. He's never seen anything like it before. So hopefully this can become a trend. Hopefully we can replicate it with other athletic programs, other sports. But I think it's really good for just building a greater sense of community on campus. Another big thing that I want to mention with, this is totally courtesy of Trish and her involvement in the Student Athlete Advisory Committee. They have been working very hard to bring Busy Burger into athletics as a corporate sponsor. So last week I attended on her behalf while she was at Lobby Day to this meeting with Busy Burger owner, and I got tentative confirmation that Busy Burger is now a sponsor of athletics. So more food for athletics, more money for the program, overall very good, and hopefully we can start enjoying some Busy Burger as well. Also, I met with athletics director Andrea Williams and other members of the athletics staff to discuss how we can continue the great things that we've been working on this semester and last semester. Obviously, we want this to be a partnership going forward. For your context, USG hasn't really had much of a relationship with athletics in the past. We've really changed that, and I really want to see that going forward. I also met with the director of CSI, Alan Womble, to talk about the student organization catering credit, as well as the SAFC funding, so student organization funding. I want to make note that the last funding cycle is due on March 6th. So if you have any student organizations that are looking to throw a big campus event, make sure you make your application before March 6th. Attended and spoke at the grand opening of Harold's Chicken on West Campus. Now I know they're keeping it kind of secret, but I already told you guys, so I guess I'll reiterate it. But Harold's Chicken is also coming to East Campus. It's coming to BSB. So, very exciting news. Let's keep that internal for now. But let's say student advocacy did that, because I was very firm in saying we need a Harold's campus on East Campus as well. And finally, two more things. One, Sajal in my office is working on a safety report. We're working together. Hopefully we can work with USG as well. This will be highlighting all of the accomplishments of USG in terms of safety, as well as what we're continuing to work on, our goals for the future, and a commitment from UICPD to continue working towards better safety on campus. And finally, Chair Chats with Coach K, as you all know, has been rescheduled for April 14th. I'll be sure to keep you all in the loop if more opportunities arise for us to participate in the marketing and promotion. But that's all for me for today. Thank you guys very much.
All right. Are there any questions or comments for the student trustees report? If not, the report of the student trustee will be filed. The next order of business is officer reports. Can we please have the report of the president?
Yes, I will not be standing. But in the past week, I kept it kind of light. So me and Vice President Haybelly met with the Dean Freeman of LES to learn about her vision for the college as well as what USG can do to assist. I met with the Provost, Chief of Staff Alana O'Connor, and Faculty Award Manager Michael Sanis to discuss USG Faculty OER, the USG Faculty OER Leadership Award Program with Director Nathan. And then I reached out to Sodexo Magic to confirm there are Sahur packs available for purchase from UNC Dining. So if you're anybody can buy them. They're about $12 to $13, or you can use a meal swipe. But it's basically your pre-sunrise meal if you're fasting. They are available for purchase both on East and West Campus. We also have hydration stations coming in pretty soon. I think they're already here. Other than that, I can answer any other questions. But Ramadan Mubarak. Thank you.
All right. Are there any questions for the president's report? If not, the report of the president will be filed. Next, we have the report of the vice president, which has been sent in the email chain.
Yes. So hi everyone. As Queen also mentioned about athletic relationships and ours, so we hosted a very successful USG tailgate / pregame on March 2nd, which is yesterday. It was very well attended from student organizations or just the student supporters. And I was able to meet with their leaders, like some athletic leaders and athletes, to discuss about how we can support more. Because as Queen also mentioned, we really cared about our relationship. Athletics, I hope it will go better and better because it's such an important part of any college life. Other than that, like as I mentioned, we met with the Dean of Liberal Arts and Science. I had a tabling event with PAC Committee and Director Ashley. Anthony was there too to promote yesterday's event. I met with Carlos to give updates and share current works. Again, Carlos, thank you for providing cakes for USG members. And I visited today's event. It was awesome. Great work from Campus Life again, and of course Victoria. She's not here. But yeah, if you have any question, anything, please feel free to email me or talk with me anytime. Thanks.
All right. Are there any questions for July's report? If not, the report of the vice president will be filed. Next, we have the report from the treasurer, which has also been sent in the email chain. Please take a look, and would the treasurer like to read his report?
Yes. So happy 6 GBM, everyone. Catering tonight's gonna be chicken Alfredo, which is halal, homestyle meat lasagna, baked CD, assorted cookies, and garlic breadsticks. Unfortunately, catering did forget a few of our items, so there's no side salad, and the cookies are Oreos and Chips Ahoy. Otherwise, my updates are: I ordered our catering for the Lunch and Learn with Trish. I continued dental and professional week planning. Our dental health giveaway, it seems like it's going to be a tabling event in SCE and hopefully the Student Center West as well to expand to that side of campus. I met with Carlos for our check-in and discussed a lot of our budget initiatives with him, including planning out the budget for the rest of the semester and auditing our spending for the semester as well. In order to save a little bit of money so we have some more for events, I'm going to be limiting our catering a little bit like less servings just so we don't have so much left over in the evening. If you have any suggestions or anything you want me to make sure I keep, please let me know. Otherwise, from now on, it's just going to be a little bit less, hopefully just so we're not wasting as much food and then also not wasting money on that either. And that's all.
All right. Are there any questions or comments for the treasurer's report? If not, the report of the treasurer will be filed. Next, we have the report from the Speaker of the House. It's week 8, everyone. In terms of updates, attended the USG board meeting, attended the USG hosted pregame and the UAC men's basketball game. We won, which was exciting. Planned and added the USG plaque bill to the packet, and so we'll see that bill getting hopefully passed next week. Once again, continuing to work with interim speaker Sajal to plan the second semester social. And as well, we're going to have the deputy chair task force meeting, the second meeting this Sunday. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me now. And does anyone have any questions? If not, the report of the speaker will be filed. Next, we have the report of the chief of staff. Is anyone going to read that?
I'll be reading her report. Happy GBM 6 and happy March. Last week's check-ins were LAC, DIC, Treasury, and then with Chief of Staff Deputy Safa. This week it's with Campus Life, Student Success, and PAC. And then she met with Director Nathan and started preliminary planning and bill writing for the Mental Health Town Hall.
All right. And as the Chief of Staff is not here, please email any questions to her, and the report of the Chief of Staff will be filed. Next, can we have the report from the DIC Director?
Happy 6 GBM, everyone. Last week, I mentioned Chief of Staff Teresa for my bi-weekly check-in, and I'm also working on the cultural fair. And this upcoming week, Maya is meeting with the Wellness Center, and that's pretty much it for the report. If you have any questions, or if you want to collaborate on the cultural fest, you can reach out to me.
All right. Does anyone have any questions for the DIC Director? If not, the report of the Director of Diversity and Inclusion will be filed. Next, can we have the report of the Legislative Affairs Chair?
I will be reading it. Okay. Happy GBM 6. She held her weekly LAC meeting today. She met with Chief of Staff Progrey for her check-in. She's been planning a tailgate with Treasurer Klimek. She attended Lobby Day in Springfield. Tomorrow's Lunch and Learn is about housing, specifically moving out of dorms and your housing rights, in collaboration with SLS. She's working on the Student Success University Initiatives analysis. Women's History, Social Media, Legal Education Week is coming up, and she's working on a campaign for that, with also working on local election pamphlets and tabling. And then currently LAC is working on a letter writing campaign effort, and they're planning that, but if you have any questions, feel free to email her.
All right. As the LAC Director is not here, please email her if you have any questions. With that, the LAC Director's report is filed. Next, can we have the report of the PAC Committee Chair? The report is in the email chain. Yeah.
Happy GBM 6, everyone. This week I worked with graphic designer Stephanie to make a bunch of different posts. I sent out the February newsletter. I tabled last Thursday with web admin Gomez and Delay to promote the pregame tailgate. And then I attended the tailgate on Sunday. It was super fun. And then I had my check-in with Carlos. And then just as a reminder, as if you guys are hosting your events, make sure you get in any graphic requests you have, preferably like a week before you need them. And then I will also be out at the end of this week. So if you have anything for the upcoming weeks, just please get them in like ASAP if you can.
All right. Are there any questions for the PAC Director? If not, the report of the PAC Director is filed. Next, can we have the report of the Campus Life Director?
Hey everyone, happy 6 GBM. So this week I continued planning the cultural festival with Director Sami, and then I also started meeting with the Office of Awareness and Response team with Representative Shabbat, and the goal for that is to improve night ride hours and add functionality for the USC buses and night rides, specifically with tracking them, and then also reducing wait times if possible. And also plan the logistics for the Baba Martha event with Representative Kaliva and for the workout social event. And then I also met with Director Sami and then hosted our weekly campus life committee meetings to discuss future plans for the semester. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me.
All right, are there any questions for the Director of Campus Life? If not, before it's filed, we have the report from the Campus Safety Commissioner. That's right after the student success. Would the Campus Safety Commissioner like to read the report?
Yeah, so updates. We're working on the UIC Safe Tabling event. I'm working on this with Representative Spencer Basta and Director Pranav. And we're planning on we're working on the initiative and bill right now. So if you guys are interested in contributing to that in any way, please email me. We're planning meetings with UIC police. We've been having a hard time getting in touch with Chief Booker, but we have other sources at the police department, so we're probably gonna work with them. And then we're planning on sending out an email to the rec regarding self-defense classes, so hopefully we get that done ASAP. I created a GroupMe link, so please feel free to join it to stay updated on the commission. Even if you can't make the meetings, this is a great way to get involved and give your ideas to the commission. And then opportunities for student engagement. Future initiatives we're hoping to get started on is the self-defense classes. So we already are starting to email the rec and stuff. So if you're interested in that, we'd love your help. We want to host service dogs for the campus safety / mental health awareness event, and then possibly collab with Greek Life. So if that interests you in any way, please feel free to reach out to me. And then I don't have this in my report, but we're starting to work with the Women Learning Resource Center, so about domestic violence and stuff like that. So if that's a subject that you want to work on and host an event on, please contact me as well.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions for the Campus Safety Commissioner's report? If there are no questions for the CLC Director or the Campus Safety Commissioner, the report of the Campus Life Committee is filed. Next, can we have the report of the Student Success Director?
Yeah, so happy GBM 6, everyone. So UIC Connected Initiative, we're finalizing that room reservation and ordering lunch, so we'll be reaching out to Ida in regards to that. Next meeting for the Career Leadership Council Student Advisory Board is going to be March 12th. So I'll also be meeting with the CLC, those 4 kind of directors to kind of get started with reviewing last session's feedback and seeing what we want to discuss for this next session. In regards to the OER subcommittee, so I met with Alana O'Connor, who's the Chief of Staff to the Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, and also Michael Tanis, who's the Faculty Awards Program Manager in the Provost's office, to kind of discuss OER and a campus announcement draft that will be hopefully sent out sometime next week. So that meeting was with President Assad. I'll also be setting up a meeting with Brian Cousins, who's the Associate Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs Administrative Services, to discuss bookstore and copyrights and see how we can kind of further OER and beyond just the normal things that we are normally doing to expand OER services. In regards to the Study Palooza event, that's going to be relatively in April, towards that end of the semester. Michael and I are looking to order Jimmy John's again. I had my Chief of Staff check-in scheduled for this upcoming Friday, but I met with Chief of Staff Perry on Thursday last week to discuss the mental health town hall, so you will see a bill on that at 7, so that's next meeting. Basically, it will currently, once we pass the bill, we have a list of folks that we want to reach out to, considerably similar to last year. So once that's done, that information will be shared with you. In regards to future meetings, Representative Jason's working on the Research Laboratory Fundamentals Bootcamp. So he sent emails to Dr. Donald Link, who's a professor of chemistry, and Dr. Michael Ragazzini, who's a professor of brain and cognitive sciences. So he'll be meeting with those 2 individuals with myself and President Assad to kind of discuss the implementation of the boot camp. Representative Jason will also be meeting with Liz, who's the Director of Career Development, to discuss career acceleration workshop. Representative Aya and myself will be meeting with Danielle, who's the director of the NSLC, and Representative Nina and myself and President Assad today met with Dr. Ramona Alcala this morning, who's the Associate Director of Undergraduate Research. And basically in those conversations, we kind of discussed why the URE database isn't updated. And unfortunately, the reason is just because it's on basically the back end. So it's still in the web host and it hasn't fully converted to RED. So a little bit of a lesson on that is basically the back end is kind of what, how the website functions. And UIC used to be on a different web host back end, and currently it's called RED. And that's what UIC websites are based on. Now, the URE database is actually on the old back end, and they're currently working on getting someone from IT to update the URE database to go on the new back end, which is known as RED, which is what you see UIC websites based on. So that's actually the reasons why everything glitches and everything is just kind of all over the place. So that's kind of the reasoning there. And then in regards to the very last section, there's a couple opportunities that Jean and I received a couple emails about, so you can take a look at the end of my report as well.
All right. If you have any questions, please ask the Director of Student Success. And if no one has any questions, the report of the Student Success Director will be filed. Next, the next order of business is announcements. Are there any announcements? Yeah.
The USC Classics Club is hosting a murder mystery party tomorrow for Mardi Gras. And so if any of you have availability between 5 and 7 p.m., we still have seats available. We're going to have King's Cake, and it'll be fun. So just let me know if you are interested, and I can give you the Google form link.
Great, thank you. Are there any other announcements? I've got one. Film Society has a movie this Thursday. I forgot what the movie is, but it will be on our Instagram if anyone wants to watch a movie Thursday evening, 6 p.m. Over.
Korean American Student Association is having a fundraiser this week. Make sure to stop by. It's for a White Day, which is pretty much Valentine's Day in Korea. And you can buy goodie bags, give it to your loved ones, give it to your friends, or just eat it yourself. Make sure to stop by.
All right. Does anyone have any other announcements? If not, we'll move on to the next order of business, which is adjournment. And just as a note, we only have 13 members present, so I will be also making a vote so that we can adjourn, because current quorum is 14 members. So I will be making a vote today. So that's why you'll hear my voice when voting. Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
All right. Is there a second?
I second.
All right. It has been moved and seconded to adjourn this meeting. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. I didn't hear everyone's ayes. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All that oppose, please say nay. Does anyone abstain? The ayes have it. This meeting is now adjourned at 7:39 p.m.
Wait, what happens if you don't have enough members to adjourn?
We don't. None of the bills get passed.
No one
Wait,
gets
but
involved.
like, what if you just can't? What if we can't adjourn? Like, what if there's 10 people left?
Oh, yeah, because we don't have
I
enough people
see.
to adjourn.
They never end, so you have to redo everything.
That's
Wait,
it.
that's crazy.
Yeah, and you have to do it at least 3 days.
Yeah.
Wait,
You. This needs to be introduced.
that's wild. How did literally everyone do?
Because I'm pretty sure this is going to need an RFF. Diana's leaving the 17th. So how long can I
Oh,
know?
nice.
So this has to be introduced and passed next week.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. Well,
These two, but I don't think these are you. No.
no.
No, those aren't you.
Well, are we? I thought Asa was going to give a space or something. So I.
Well, yep.
Hold on, can I get food?
Yeah, no problem. Actually, I'm going to go get food too.
I'm also going to get food.
Who
Actually,
did the walls? You.
Yeah, I'll be fine. I just need it like to be overweight. I'm so.
How you doing? Very good. Oh, thank you for the.
Oh yeah, of course. I was like, I really just gave it away. So I'm glad that like, I was kind of confused. I was like, they're just shouting for a while. I was like, but yeah. I'm glad you guys got something. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's at least something. Oh, no, you're fine.
Oh, you want to catch
Okay, guys, I'll see you.
I'm trying getting 400.
It's like the red button. Yeah, they just like all of you can
Those things went up to $1,400.
Well, we'll have to see for sure. And I think also that maybe, because that's foreign.
One thing that's not cheap. Well, actually,
Oh my god.
But those cows and other merchandise, they're coming out Monday. Yeah, that's fine. I thought it was a little light today. Oh, it is. No,
I would be shocked.
I thought your budget was around. You could probably. It's like you have to deal with me, you have to deal with DOS.
my understanding, there's 3 things that need to be introduced. Both the town halls if they want honorariums and they want to order stuff on Amazon, and then I think the bowling alley will require an RFF.
But why do they have to be legal? Just started.
Because Diana's leaving not like 17th past that she's gone.
Of March?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like April.
No, so 17th, I think, I'm assuming, Carl said he doesn't know how long she's gone. Could be a week, could be 2 weeks. I'm assuming, I doubt she's leaving forever. I think she's going on vacation.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
It would be 20.
And then after April 10th, we're not allowed to we're not allowed to submit anything anymore either. So that means anything basically from March 17th to April 10th, we have to do in the next 2 weeks.
That's crazy, because what do we do with all the cheaper?
I don't know. But, well, these 3, honestly, yeah, every GBM is going to be nothing. These 3, well, anything with catering and room reservations we can do without Diana. Just anything with an RFF we have to do with her. Which I think these are the only 3 things I could see needing an RFF. So that's why I mean they need to be our EO next week as well. Because we need it to be passed before she leaves. Yeah. Nathan, leave. Fuck.
Shut up. His stuff's still right next to you.
Yeah. I was gonna tell him, like, get me the town hall stuff now.
He will.
Yeah, he will. Bowling alley.
Oh, he's right there.
Well, I'm curious, bowling alley, how do you reserve?
It's good to talk to the people who say you didn't know.
Well, do you think it's just like a regular like SCU reservation kind of thing, or do you think like room? I doubt it. I think.
No, you have to like go to them.
Yeah, so it's probably that's gonna be an RFF in that case. Are you fine EOing those 3? Okay. I need you to put the.
Good thing we had 13.
Yo.
I was like, my leg was like shaking in front of
We
me.
all passed. Yeah.
Because I was getting nervous.
It has to be EO next week to get.
Mike was also like elected in that sense, right?
Oh, do I never turn this off?
He's part of the executive board. I'm part of the legislative.